Hi Shimmy Shakers, let's take our time today to really master snake arms. Thanks Laura for requesting this tutorial. If you've always wanted to learn this move, or if you have learned it but you're finding you're getting stuck with little parts of it, please watch this whole tutorial because I am going to give you many tips on how to improve and learn and master this move. Let's get straight into it. So as always, we're starting with our good posture. Normally we would start feet hip width apart, pelvis tucked in, chest up, arms out, but today it's not so important where you have your feet. The most important thing is where you have your arms. We are bringing our arms just below shoulder height and bring them a little bit in front of our body. So you can see from the side, my arms are nice and long. I'm not all the way back here behind my body. I'm either in line with my body or a little bit in front. This will just make it a lot easier to get the move, especially if you're really tight through here. Speaking of being tight, let's relax first because you're not going to be able to get smooth snake arms unless you're all relaxed through here. We can relax through our neck. This is going to loosen up our upper traps and our neck, which is going to give a lot more smoothness to our roll back. One side, then the other. We can also relax through our chest. This is going to help us open up. So as we relax through our chest, we bring our arms back, keeping our necks nice and relaxed as well. And then we're going to relax through our shoulders. So bringing our arms forward, really rounding through that upper back. Nice work. So the reason why we do this is because our snake arms actually initiate from our shoulder. We need to be able to roll that shoulder all the way forward and back to initiate this move. So let's just loosen up through here first. Nice. If you're finding this really difficult already, it also means it's very good for you. It might be because you sit at a desk a lot, or you drive a lot, or you bike ride. Something where you're leaning forward all the time can really make these moves very difficult, but they're also really good for us to do if we are in any of those situations, because it lets blood flow into those muscles and just helps to lengthen them again. Also really good for our posture as well. Okay, so now we're going to add in the wave through the arm. You can think of your arm in 5 different spots. We've got our shoulder, our elbow, our wrist, our knuckles, and our fingers. So as you would have seen in my snake arms do's and don'ts video, we want to start with the roll back in the shoulder and then little wave through each one. So my shoulder rolls back. As I'm bringing the shoulder down, my elbow comes up. As my elbow comes down, my wrist comes up. As my wrist comes down, my knuckles come up, then my fingers. So it's like a little wave. You can just do the wave through the arm without the shoulder. This is a little bit of a different move. It's the roll in the shoulder that makes it a snake arm. But while you're practicing, you might like to do it just with the wave to get the move. So you can see I'm bringing my elbow up, wrist up, fingers up, and release. Elbows, wrist, knuckles, fingers. So elbow, wrist, knuckles, fingers, little wave. Let's try the other side. Elbow, wrist, knuckles, fingers, elbow, wrist, knuckle, fingers. Just get that wave first. Good. And then we're going to add in the shoulder roll. So remember this one, we're starting with that move and then coming back. Yes, that's it. Now, when you're coming into the move, most common problem I see first off is the placement of the arm and the hand. Remember, we want to keep our hand just a little bit in front of our body and our palm is facing down the whole time. You can see when I do my little roll back, it looks nice and elegant, but if I'm bringing my hand forward, it's a totally different feeling of the move. Palm stays down, little roll through the shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers. You can also think of it, as I said, as a wave where one part comes up and then the other one follows. It's not all up at the same time and all down. It's one part, then the other, like you've got different joints, which we actually do, which is the whole point, different joints coming all the way through initiating the move. You can see as my elbow comes down, my shoulder and my wrist aren't up as well. It's one part, then the other. The other thing is to keep your forearm in line with the rest of your arm. So very common, I see people coming into their snake arm like this, which again is very different feeling to this. You can see, or hopefully you can see, that my hand stays in line the whole time. I'm not bringing that forearm forward. I'm not bringing that forearm further back. It's staying nice and in line. Good. Okay, so now we've got the roll through our shoulders. We're nice and relaxed through our upper body. We're standing up tall. We've got our arms out just in front of us. Our palms are turned down and our forearms are in line with the rest of our arm. The next challenge is to really smooth it out. There are a few things you can do to help this. Firstly, you can really loosen up and stretch through. If you find that when you're doing the move, there's like a little point where it jolts or where it's like, oh, this is a bit uncomfortable, it's hard to push through this one, it might be that you're really tight in that particular spot. Always good to learn these things about our body. If there is a spot, like I found, like I've been quite tight through here lately, you can just massage it out and that's instantly going to help the smoothness of your arms. The other thing that you can do, this is just a little trick, is to bring your hands into fist, keep your arms out. Please only do this one if you have no injuries. If you have any injuries, just watch first. I don't know if you should do it. And you're bringing your arms around. So you're getting that motion building, going really, really fast, and then start to go as fast as you can. So you can see from the side, I'm spinning my arms around. By the way, this isn't a belly dancing move. This is just a little technique to get nice soft arms. And then start to go really, really fast, keeping those elbows up. And then float down. Feel how light your arms are now? It's like all the blood's come out of those hands and suddenly your arms are nice and light and nice and smooth. Beautiful. If you want to take your snake arms to the next level, you can start to move around with them. You can start to walk around, do some nice walks, do some nice bends, going with your music. This is a beautiful move by itself, but it's also a really nice complementing move. There might be something else you want to do with your snake arms, keeping it nice and smooth. Beautiful work. If you like, you can also play around with the levels of your snake arms. So we were doing it in line with our shoulders. You can see the wave's not really big. It's just a little wave through. You can also come up, still initiating the move in the shoulders, and come down. I really love doing this move. It's so pretty and it's almost like floating seaweed as you're coming through. Still keep it rolling back in your shoulder. Nice and soft. And floating down. Well done, shimmy shaker. I hope you enjoyed this video on your snake arms. Thanks, Laura, again for requesting it. If you want a little bit of more practice through those arms, please check out this video right here. I go through some arm and hand techniques with some drills at the end. And if you have any requests for other videos you'd like to see in depth, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any tips, we all benefit from your tips and questions, so write them below. Happy dancing, shimmy shaker, and enjoy those snake arms.